remember a few weeks ago I started my forklift when it was cold with a Topdon battery charger. I left it on for about 15-20 minutes and it charged it up sufficiently to charge it. Yes, I had to use Easy Start because there's no cold start on it, but at least it spun it over. Well, those nice chaps at Topdon said we were very impressed. What else would you like? So I said, well, I've got an old start charge, you know, one of these jump start battery packs, but I says it's broken. Have you got anything like that? So they sent me this. Now what we're going to do, we're going to unbox this in the shop so people who don't like unboxing can miss this bit out, but we're going to have a look at it because I need to move this out the way. Now I've chosen a specific day to do this because it's -10 right now, even though it doesn't seem it, but it is. My overalls aren't thermal. And I'd like to move the car, this one, this Defender, closer to the building. Why? So I don't have to scrape the windows off. You can see this one here. It's all fogged up and what have you, and the Range Rover down there, that's all iced up. The Yaris, which is very close to the building, has got no ice on it. It's just the bit of difference. The closest to the building it is, it just seems to protect it a little bit better, probably because of all the heat loss. But anyway, less of this rambling. Let's go and see what's in the box. Angelos. Right, here we are back in the warmth of the shop. Now, why did I ask for another jump starter? Because I had one of these Genius Boosts, which is a 400 amp. I've had this for a few years and it's been quite good. But the problem with them is, and I've found this with quite a few things, if we have a close look here at the charging point, which is where you plug your USB into, this is a micro USB, that's right. Can you see how the metal cage has bent? You know, that surrounds the USB, that holds your USB in. Well, the problem with that is that this is the little aperture where it passes through, and you can see there's no support in that. So when you plug your cable in and you're using it all the time, charging it up, and I must admit I've had this a few years, that the little thing here, it bends. It still works, but you can't charge it anymore, which is a bit of a shame. So, my electrician and alarm man said he'd like to have a play around with it, and I said, sure, yeah, I've got nothing to lose. Another thing that's wrong with it, because it's had a lot of use, can you see these little towers here where the screws go in? You can see that one's broke, that one's broke, and that one's broke. So, all that good. So that's why I said I was going to buy a new one. Don't buy one, I'll send you one, he said. And this is it. This is the Topdon 2000. It says here 12 volt car and truck, 2000 peak amps. Well, this was 400 amps. So this is really going to blow your socks off, isn't it? Exciting, eh? Let's have a look. Now I must admit I have already opened this and charged it to full capacity, but I just wanted to show you what a nice piece of kit. It comes in a nice box, you know, like a zipper. You know, it's like a travel box. And there you go. What a beast. Well, like I say, I have charged it, so you know, I am cheating a bit. But that's it. It's a beauty, isn't it? Now, before we get into it, the instruction book, well, there's not much instructions in it. All you need to do is charge it up. It comes with some little cables that go to your battery, and this plugs into your machine, and it's got a boost button on the side, which is to be noted, so that apparently when this green light comes on, when it's at the right amperage, you press that boost and away you go. It also comes with, I haven't opened this because I charge it off a different USB, a USB-C connector, which seems to be very popular today. So what is this like? Well, I looked at it and I thought, well, that's just a boost pack, you know, it's nothing special, but it's got some features that I kind of like. And I must admit, I know I got this sent, but it is a lovely made piece of kit, and everything I've seen from Topdon has been really good quality. I must admit, I'm not bullshitting, it is really good quality. The finish is really nice. It's not that real Chinesey type plastic just thrown together. Time and effort's gone into this. So we've got a nice protective cover there for your USB-C charger, and if I'm not mistaken, the charge port looks pretty protected on that. That is to say, the surrounding plastic isn't going to allow that port to move around, which the other one did. We'll see in a few years' time. If we open this end cover here, we've got two outlets. We've got a USB 1 and a USB 3 outlet, different amperages. And of course this is where you connect your battery, your cable, sorry. But one other little feature it's got is here is a 14 to 16 volt outlet like that for charging up some other type of accessories that takes that. That's a nice little touch, because obviously you can get some adapters. It's got a light in it, so apparently if you press the button here, I think you have to hold it for 3 seconds or something, and there it goes. There's a light. You can have some disco lights if you're in the mood, your car's broke down and you fancy having a party, that's that. And it does another strobe, so that's when you're on drugs, having a rave, and that's it. And you can see there I've charged it up. It charges up to 4 bars. It does take a little time to charge up, which is understandable because it's a 2000 amp charger. Pretty good, eh? But will it start a Land Rover at -10 with a knackered battery? And this is why I kept this for quite a while, because I was waiting for it to get cold, and it's been kind of mild lately, but I was waiting for a cold day because I know the battery on that 110, on that 130 isn't up to par. It isn't very good at all. And now I know I keep saying that, you know, you should trickle charge your batteries, but that one I think has gone well past it. So let's have a look and see. Well, it must be bloody flat because my central locket won't work. You know something? I don't think I've got a key for it. Let's go and have a look. Well, this is a really embarrassment because here's the second remote, my spare, so the battery's dead. Uh-oh. And I haven't got a key for it. Well, I'll have to have a look in the shop. Maybe I've got one in the shop. Right, to make life just that bit more interesting, the other side doesn't have a lock on it. It's just got a plugged hole. Well, that's going to be interesting. And this side, well, I've looked all over, I can't find the key, but I do have a box of keys. And it, you know, for new locks and keys, hopefully I can find a spare key, because they only use about 2 or 3 different keys on all the range of locks. But of course, just to add insult into injury, the lock's closed. It won't turn, the key wouldn't even go in. Got ice in it. No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Do you know, I've got the key for it somewhere, but not sure where it is. That one. Oh, maybe. Oh, I popped it. We're in. So, as you can see, there's one lesson how to steal a Land Rover with no trouble at all. Just buy a selection of different locks and barrels, and you'll get in. I mean, what's numbers on that one? That's FT227. We tried FT204, FT215. Yeah. So I must have struck lucky with that one. Anyway, we're in. This is going to be a good old test for the old top don. Oh. Right. Where's my ignition keys? Here we go. That's a Toyota. That'll start. Oh, there's a doornail. Absolutely nothing. Now. Well, I have a cut-off switch here. I was wondering if the cut-off switch was engaged. Right, so we know that it doesn't work, so what we're going to do is clip in the old... Listen, if this starts I'll eat hay with a donkey. Clip it in. You can only put this in one way. So now it's asking me to connect. It's got a little red light on there. And now we wait until the little green light comes on. Or is it, do we have to switch it on? Oh yeah, that helps, doesn't it? Oh, we've got a green light. Oh, I don't know why we've got a green light, because there's nothing on the door. What's this going on here? Boost. Right, so we've got ignition lights on. Right, so glow plugs. Oh, that's giving it some welly. That didn't like that. I think this is a little bit too. I think this is too much of a test for it. Over the completely dead battery. What's happening here? Have I broke it? There we go. Glow plugs on. I think it's too dead. It's completely flat. I mean, yeah, so that was a good test. So obviously the battery on this one is kind of kaput. I'll tell you what, we'll take the battery off, we'll put it on the top down battery charger and see what that does. Because I didn't think this would start. Not with nothing in it. Right, let's take this off. This battery is so dead, it won't even register. I've put the details into here because this is supposed to be a 1500 cold cranking amp battery. It was a kind of an expensive battery when it was new. But it says it's so low charged, it can't read the clamps are connected. The machine itself is showing 0 volts. This little thing here, nothing, absolutely nothing. So I think I'll take the battery off and try and put it on a trickle charger to put something in it. I don't know what was left on. The only thing that could be left on was the radio clock. You know, the clock and the radio type of thing. I have no idea. So let's get this battery off and get it on the bench. Right, we're back in the warmth of the shop again. This is called the PC1500 battery by Odyssey, and it's got an 850 cold cranking amp, and then it's got what's called PHCA of 1500, so it's like a big boost at the beginning of 1500. So I've set the solar here to 850, and we're going to test it, and we've tested it on a... these are a glass matte battery, so It's supposed to be pretty robust. 8 volts. No wonder it wouldn't charge. 8 volts. What about the load tester? Oh dear. Will the load tester find any hidden volts? Who knows? Oh my goodness. It's showing it's a bad battery already. I should have taken this outside and saved all that fannying about. Yeah, it's just on 9 volts, 8 and a bit volts. So, can we charge it? Can we rescue it? I've got a feeling no. Let's see what the Schumacher says. Well, again, 8.9 volts, so everything's sort of showing up the same. We're going to... Oh, look at that, even that's gone down. What's happened there? Is that broke? What the hell's going on here today? God. Hey, is it the plug? Shite plugs, American bloody plugs. Shite, no wonder they didn't go to the moon, you know. Not with plugs like this. Right, back on again. Right. Well, they maybe went to the moon, but they didn't do much when they were there. Let's go to battery voltage. Battery percent, 8%. Now this is an AGM, and it is a large battery, so we're going to see if it'll charge. Large. This might take some time. Turboprops coming in. Well, I don't think all the jump starters in the world would be able to start that up. You know. Well, I think that battery's done. I think it's had enough. Spat the dummy. I was really wanting to use the old Top Don there. I was getting kind of excited about that. I'll tell you what, it's upstairs on the, you know, on a USB-C charge at the moment. Let's see if when it's fully charged, if it'll start the forklift, because that's not been started since the last video. But, well, the old Schumacher there's working quite well. I've just been away for about half an hour and it's got it up to 72%. I just tested it with the voltmeter and it's putting 16 volts in. Really whacking it up. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Now this Schumacher charger, it will charge to a certain point and then it will go very, very slow. It puts a lot of... I can't remember what it is, about 80%. We'll see. But now this has got the same battery on as the Land Rover, these, what should we call it now, Odyssey. Same size, same everything. And as you probably know by now, that this forklift of mine doesn't have a cold start. So we have to use a little bit of ether to get it going. Now, what have I done with the key? I had to take the key out to get to the floor because the battery's under the floor. Now, this should be a better idea for starting. So we'll make sure it's out of gear. And what we'll do is, first of all, just to be a fair test, we'll put a little bit of ether in, and it only is a little bit as well because it hasn't got much left. And see if it'll turn over and start. I think the answer's no. Now, it's got like summer oil in it, so it'll be rock solid. So now let's fire up the Top Don and see if that works. Oh, I'll turn it on first. Green. Boost. Are you ready? Houston, we have liftoff. I bet they use this on the space shuttle. That's what happened, that's why it blew up. Well, that's good, isn't it? That's really encouraging. Pleased about that. Top down once more. Now we're going to leave this to run a little bit. charge the battery up, and we'll put the load tester on it and see what happens, see how much charge is actually in it. But it didn't have to spin it over fast, and that's what you want with a diesel in winter. Speed to spin it around. Let's go in the shop. Well, I had the forklift running for about half an hour, but the little top-down battery charger, which will test the battery's health, is working inside the shop. But I thought I'd bring the load tester out and see what we've got onto this, if it works. Right, here we go. I have to hold two on. 200 amp. Wait a minute, connector's come off. Let's try it again. Put some load onto it. 200 amp. So that's why it wouldn't start. Back in the shop.